Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be having private conference of one goods and services and 11 civil works. But before we start, let us all stand for a prayer. There is a technical issue, so we'll just sit down while waiting for the uh, secretariat. Okay, let all of us stand.
And of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, our Father, we praise and thank you for this day. You have given us another opportunity to appreciate life and to fulfill our mission as your instruments of peace and progress. Please pardon us for our shortcomings. Help us to amend our impieties. May we learn to pattern our lives through your Son's example. Father, bless all our endeavors, especially today's meeting. Guide us in our discussions. Enlighten our minds in every decision that we make. Give us your grace that we may effectively do our parts as public servants. Bless our plans, programs, and projects, so that we may achieve our objectives, for your greater glory. All these we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Let us all be seated. Uh, wala. Again, good morning to each and everyone. So, may I request the Secretariat if we who are the invited observers for today's private conference. Engineer Brian Ilagusto.
Pleasant morning to all, and thank you, Mr. Bak, Chair, for the observers for today's activity. Cecil, kindly pay the observers.
Ready, sir? Ready? Yeah, selection of the observers. Kindly pause, uh, Secretariat, or the chosen observers for the procurement activities. Uh,
Yes, sir. Our official observer selected is from the Philippine Partnership for Development of Human Resources, sir. And Cecil, kindly pause the letter to observers.
okay, please read Engineer Brian L. Augusto the letter for to the observers.
Thank you again, sir, for our official observers for today's private conference for 11 civil works projects and 1 goods and services. Is number 1 is from the resident auditor, Commission on Audit, DPWH Vizcaya First District Engineering Office, Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. Our second official observer, sir, is Mr. Caridad Corridor, National Coordinator from the Philippine Partnership for Development of Human Resources in Rural Areas, or PhilDHRRA, from Loyola Heights, Quezon City. And our third official observer, sir, is Engineer Gladys G. Tiburcio, alternate observer from the National Constructor Association of the Philippines, Incorporated, Aritao, Nueva Vizcaya. Sir, these are our official observers for today's procurement activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian L. Augusto, for reading the official observers for today's procurement activity. They are not present, but we will just proceed for the private conference. So before we proceed, let me kindly read the attendance for today's procurement activities and declare if we have a quorum.
Thank you again, Mr. Bak Chair, and a pleasant morning to all for the roll call of the attendance for the bids and awards committee composition members for today's private conference. We have Engineer Valentino B. Sareno,
Present.
Bak Chairman, Chief Planning and Design Section, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe,
Present.
Bak Vice Chairman, Chief Quality Assurance Section, Madam Veronica G. Lodovico,
Present.
Back Regular Member, Chief Administrative Section, Architect IBO Salazar,
Present.
Provisional Member for all types of project procurement, Engineer Jermaine B. Buenavista,
Present.
Provisional Member and User from the Planning and Design Section, Engineer Bayani F. Molina, Provisional Member and User from the Construction Section, and Engineer Larissa Villanueva Blanza, Provisional Member for Goods and Services. And for the roll call, sir, for the back secretariat, yours truly, Brian Neil G. Augusto, Head. For back secretariat members, we have Remigio A. Santos, Miss Ande Erica Fatima P. Cabang, Member, Mr. Jesus E. Butak, Member, and Miss Lutgarda D. Reyes, Member. And for the technical working group, sir, who are present for today activities, we have Engineer Myrtle G. Degamo, Member TWG, Engineer Rolly Ian B. Sinvego, Member TWG, Engineer Angie A. Reyes, Member TWG. And for the technical personnel, sir, who have prepared the plans and DEDs for this particular procurement activity, we have Engineer Chini Nicole C. Rojas, Engineering Assistant from the Planning and Design Section, Engineer Charles J. C. Agasid, Engineering Assistant from the Planning and Design Section, Engineer Joseph Noel S. Adukul,
Present, sir.
Engineer 2 from the Maintenance Section. We have Engineer Jerry Tan II, Engineer 2 from the Planning and Design Section. We have Engineer Giancarlo Gabatino, Engineer 2 from the Planning and Design Section. Engineer Maria Cristana L. Rhodes, Engineer 2 from the Planning and Design Section, and Engineer Jasper T. Pagtulingan, Engineer 2 from the Planning and Design Section. Sir, majority of the back composition are hereby present for today's activity. Therefore, there is a constitution of quorum. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto, for reading the attendance for today, our head secretariat. Since we have a quorum, as back chair, I now declare that this procurement activities is officially open and in order. But before I continue, for reading the agenda for today's private conference, I must first read the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184, which is the private conference. The section 22 of private conference, particularly 22.3. The private conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial components of the contract to be bid, including the questions and clarifications raised by the prospective bidders before and during the private conference. Private conference may be conducted in person or face-to-face through video conferencing, webcasting, or similar technology, or a combination thereof. Procuring entities with video conferencing capabilities that have manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, contractors, and or consultants that also have video conferencing capabilities may conduct their pre-bidding conferences electronically. The private conference is open to prospective bidders, and in case of procurement of consulting services, the shortlisted bidder but attendance shall not be mandatory. 22.4. The minutes of the private conference shall be recorded and prepared not later than 5 calendar days after the private conference, and shall be made available to prospective bidders not later than 5 days upon written request. Decisions of the BAC amending any provisions of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. That is Section 22, which is the private conference of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 of our Handbook on Philippine Government Procurement. So to continue, once again, this is the agenda for today. Number 1 agenda is basic contract data to be discussed to us by the preparers of program of work and plans. Number 2nd agenda is requirements of bidding documents to be discussed to us by our head procurement unit, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto. For the 3rd agenda, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Also, our head procurement Engineer Brian Neil Augusto. For the 4th agenda, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award by our provisional member for all types of procurement, Architect I.B. Salazar. The 5th agenda, questions, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity, BAC, and number 6, other matters. And the last one, summary of proceedings, including bid bulletins or addenda to be issued, if any. That is the agenda for today's private conference. So to continue, let us start for the first agenda, which is the basic contract data. We'll start for the first is for the goods and services with contract ID number 23 GBI 98. This will be presented to us by our provisional member for goods, Engineer Larissa Blanza. Engineer Blanza, take it away.
Good morning. For the contract ID number 23 GBI 198, the name of the project is procurement of 2,230 cubic meters of item 300 open parenthesis 1, close parenthesis, gravel surface course, etc. for use in the maintenance of national roads and bridges. The location of the project is at DPWH, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. The indicative approved budget for the contract is 9,997,728 pesos and 40 centavos. The project description, the project duration is 30 calendar days upon the issuance of NTP. And the cost of bid documents is 10,000 pesos. The source of fund will be coming from the DPWH FY 2023 Capital Outlay EAW. Ma'am, please open that. So for the contents of the contract, for item 300, gravel surface course and crush. Next, please. These are the proposed locations for the delivery of the aggregates. First is in Daang Maharlika, kilometer 289 to 289-300, right side, along Villaros, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. The width of the shoulder is 1.5 meters, the estimated width. Next location is along Daang Maharlika, 289 plus 100 to 289 plus 300, left side. Again, Villaros, Bagabag, and the estimated width is 1.5 meters. Next, another location is at 289 plus 900 to 293 plus 00, left side, along Villaros, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. Next, ma'am. Another location is at 2, dahil mahaba po yung yung distance noon, so we have 2 pictures for the location ng pagdi-deliveran ng aggregates. Next, ma'am. Another location is at 290 plus 00 to 290 plus 500, Villaros, Bagabag. Another location is at along Daang Maharlika, KO 292 plus 500 to KO 293 plus 300, right side, Villaros, Bagabag. Next, ma'am. And along Daang Maharlika, KO 293 plus 400 to KO 294 plus 100, both sides, Villaros, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. Ay, Rosario na pala yan. Sorry. And another location is along Daang Maharlika, 293 plus 800 to 294 plus 200, both sides, Rosario, Jadi, Nueva Vizcaya na po. And along Daang Maharlika, 295 plus 00 to 296 plus 00, left side only, along Nagsabaran, Jadi, Nueva Vizcaya. And along Daang Maharlika, 299 plus 300 to KO 301 plus 000, both sides along Balete, Jadi, Nueva Vizcaya. And last na po ata ito is along 301 plus 00 to 303 plus 00, both sides na Mamparan, Jadi, Nueva Vizcaya. Yun lang po. Next po, for the solar lights. For the solar lights po, ito po ay single arm, 8-meter pole solar LED roadway lighting, 120 watts, 1.5 meter mast arm length with the capacity of 250 kilometers per hour wind speed. Ibig sabihin yung pole po ay kaya niya pong i-withstand yung 250 kilometers per hour na wind speed. For the solar-powered LED roadway, the specification for the solar panel, 36 volts, 150 watts, monocrystalline silicon solar panel. For the battery, lithium-ion grade A battery model with battery model 32650 at 2,900 cycles. For the LED chips, must be industrial grade high lumen chips. For the charge controller, microcomputer intelligent control for circuit protection. For the power output is 120 watts. The luminous influx is 21,600 lumens. Charging times should be 6 to 7 hours. Lighting time is 10 to 12 hours per day and can sustain 8 to 12 days rainy days. na lighting time. For the 8-meter, next ma'am. For the 8-meter mounting height pole with 1.5 single mast arm, should be round steel tapered post na sa bottom niya is 200 millimeters diameter. Tapos sa top niya is 100 millimeters ang diameter. And it has a height of 8 meters. The thickness is 4 mm. The base plate is 20 mm by 400 mm by 400 mm. The stiffener plate is 16 mm by 200 mm by 100 mm by 20 mm hot dipness na galvanized po yung stiffener plate. For the anchor bolts, ang size po niya is 19 mm by 508 mm OEL bend, 50 mm triple nuts and double flat washers. Next po, kasama po dun sa contract is yung supply po nung para sa pedestal. Yung ano mo na ma'am, yung previous. Kasama po sa contract is delivery noong corrugated reinforcing steel bar na 16 mm, grade 40. Corrugated reinforcing steel bar 10 mm na grade 40. 1/2 inch marine plywood, tie wires. Next ma'am. Ito po yung proposed location para po sa ating solar lights, Indiana Bambang po. Sa may Indiana Bambang. And then kasama din po sa contract, delivery ng thermoplastic powder white, thermoplastic powder yellow, primer and thinner. This will be used naman po for the rectification of noted defects during the DO-189 road rating po na nangyari last week. So, meron pa pong mga natitirang mga i-rectify na defects dito po sa may Papaya Malabing and Bambang Cebu, Solano Road. That's all, sir.
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized?
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair, you are recognized.
Engineer Larissa, please explain to our prospective suppliers the delivery of item 300 for the resurfacing. Sino ang magko-compact doon?
So, ang mga suppliers po natin, i-deliver lang po on site, and then yung spreading and compaction po, yung mga maintenance personnel na po.
So our maintenance crew will spread and compact the delivered aggregates. How about the solar lights? Hindi mo kasi nabanggit kung ilang piraso yung i-deliver nung prospective supplier natin.
For the solar lights po with pole, 43 pieces po. 43 pieces na solar lights with yung pole. With yung poles. Ayan po.
Yung kami kasama, kung sino yung magsasagutan, hindi po focus yung camera. Hindi yung, ay ba naman nakafocus yung camera. Pag may kasagutan, especially kung meron, sasabihin na ba, regarding sa basic contract, kung sino yung mag-focus na sa kanila.
to be tapped with the public market's existing water source. Electrical wirings, outlets, switches, lighting fixtures shall also be provided. The entire flooring will be installed with textured and glazed tiles. Walls will be plastered and painted. The building will also be equipped with fire extinguishers and manual alarm system. This project will be completed within 245 calendar days, inclusive of predetermined Sundays and holidays. Next slide. So ito po yung ipapakita lang po sir, yung phase 2 sana nung project. Yung first floor po is puro stall lang po ng wet market and the second floor is for dry goods. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie Reyes, for the presentation of the first project with contract ID number 23BI0129. So again, from the Secretariat, especially from our YouTube live viewers, do you have any questions or clarifications from the presented first project with contract ID number 23BI0129? None? About fellow back members, let's start from, do you have any amendment? Let's start from our representative provisional member from the planning, Engineer Jermin Buenavista.
I have no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay, noted. Our provisional member for all types, Architect Ivy Salazar.
No amendment, sir.
Noted. Madam Veronica G. Ludovico, our regular member.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted. About our back vice chair, do we have?
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay, noted. So anonymously, we have no amendment for this first project with contract ID number 23BI0129. So we will adopt the basic contract data as advertised. So please take note. We'll go for the second contract with contract ID number 23BI0130 to be presented to us by the preparer, Engineer Jerry Tan II. Engineer Tan, take it away.
Good morning to everyone. I am Jerry Tan II from Planning and Design section, and I am here to discuss the project entitled Convergence and Special Support Program Basic Infrastructure, Multipurpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building located at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, with a contract ID number of 23BI0130 and indicative approved budget for the contract of 19,800,000 pesos. Our project description for this building was construction of Municipal Hall Phase 3 with a total calendar days of 130. Our cost of bid documents with an amount of 25,000 pesos. Our source of fund is regular infra 2023 with pickup license size range of small b. Next. This is the perspective of our proposed municipal hall. Next. Next. Next po. Sige po, next po. As we can see on the screen is the vicinity map, and this is the next po. This is the location plan of our proposed building. Next. This is the site development plan where we can see the building footprint with an area of 1,657.75 square meter and the lot area of 2,354.91 square meter. Next. This is the foundation plan. The third phase for this municipal hall building, and the two phase was the 30 million phase project, and the other one is the 50 million phase project. Next. On the screen, next po. And on the screen is the limit for 30 million phase project, which is in blue, and the 50 million phase project, next po, which is in green. Next po. The 30 million phase project covers all piles, next. All piles, all pile caps, all pedestals, next. And all footing tie beam at grade 1. Next. For the 50 million phase project, we have the all piles. Next, please. The scope of work for this 20 million phase project, yun po yung natira from 30 million for 50 million, continuation po siya. Next. Continuation, the 20 million phase project, which is the continuation of the 50 million and the 30 million phase project. Next is, it includes all the remaining pile caps, all the remaining pedestals, all the remaining footing tie beams, and some of the steel columns. Next. Next po. This is the floor plans. Next. This is the lower ground floor plan. This is the upper ground floor plan. This is the second floor plan. This is the third floor plan. This is the fourth floor plan. And the roof plan. For our next is the elevations. We have the front, right side, left side, and the rear side elevation. Our source of aggregates is from Kupas Quarry, and our source of material is from Bambang. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Jerry Tan II, for discussing to us the third. And you have uh, the second, for the nice presentation. Uh, for the second project with contract ID number 22BI0130. Again, from the Secretariat, from our YouTube live viewers, do we have any questions or clarification, especially our prospective bidders? None. Let's go with our back members. Let's start from Engineer Jermaine Benavista from the Planning and Design section.
Mr. Chair, I have no amendments, but I would like to ano lang yung nag-prepare si Engineer Jerry Tan kung ano talaga yung page nila, ano lang yung short ano lang siya. Yung scope lang talaga.
Sir, yung ano kasi sir, para makita natin yung continuation from this phase is nag-discuss po ako from the 20 million and 50 million kung ano po yung na-cover nila. And then yung sa 20 million phase project po is cover po niya yung all remaining pedestals and pile caps and all remaining footing tie beams and some of the steel columns. That's all, sir.
So,
That's all for the brief coverage of that 30 million, 20 million project of phase 3.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Benavista. About Architect Ivy Salazar.
I have no amendments, sir.
Okay, noted. Madam Veronica Leodopico, or a regular member.
I also have no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted, Madam Veron. About our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe.
No amendment, Mr. Chair.
So noted. So unanimously, we have no amendment for this second project with contract ID number 23BI0130. So we'll adopt the basic contract data as advertised. So let's proceed for the third civil works with contract ID number 24BI001. This is for the 2024 projects. This is the first project is to be discussed to us by Engineer Charles Jared Agasid. Engineer Agasid, take away.
Testing. Good morning, everyone. I am Engineer Charles Agasid from Planning Section. Today we are going to be discussing about the project named Organizational Outcome, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Asset Preservation, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction, Upgrading of Damaged Paved Roads, Secondary Roads, Nueva Vizcaya-Ifugao Road, KO 289 plus 54 to KO 290 plus 495 located at Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya with a approved budget for the contract of 27,274,380 pesos. This, which is a reconstruction of 1.265 kilometer PCC pavement with a project duration of 124 calendar days, with the cost of bid documents at 25,000 pesos and a source of fund from regular infra for the year 2024 and a pickup license size range of small b. So this is the location for the aggregates, which is from the aggregates will be taken from Magat River Baretbet section, and the materials will be from Solano. So the project will start at station kilometer post 289 plus 54 up until kilometer post KO 290 plus 260 with the station, please repeat. The start 290 plus 290 plus 265 yung end of the project, sir. Project reconstruction. Dito kasi sa pan is phase 290 plus 495. That's for yung panas. That's the hanggang survey lang yun, sir. Yung 495 kasi yun sa may project site natin cover niya. 495. Pero yung sa actual na ano, request kayo ng notification? This is the typical roadway section with the noted here is the beginning of carriageway reconstruction would be offset by 4 meters from very beginning. And the additional
Tina, tulungan mo, ay, di ba ikaw ang nag-check? Pakitulungan yung kanya. Di ba siya ready?
The Engineer Agasid through my questions. So the project is a concrete reconstruction. So therefore, you're going to remove the existing PCCP, and then you're going to replace it by a new PCCP. And what will be the thickness and the width of the new PCCP?
the carriageway thickness width is 3.05 meters with a thickness of 300 millimeters, sir.
Andyan ba yung one? So,
Roadway section for station 289 plus
ikaw na lang
894 to 291.85, which has a double concrete slope protection, and at station 1 plus KO 290 plus 15, there is a 3-line 32-inch RC pipe that will be extended. And this is the beginning of the project, which is from taken near Lanok Bridge. After Lanok Bridge. That's all po.
That's all, Engineer Gasit. So next time, just a brief description so that they will, the prospective bidders will know the scope of work.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, because it's your first time, maybe you can will be just follow the footstep of Engineer Jerry Tan, who have given round of applause while ago. Okay. Okay, okay, may to continue, may I know from our YouTube live viewers, we have any questions or clarification from the discussed project with contract ID 24BI001? None? Okay, about fellow back members, let's start from Engineer Buenavista.
Mr. Chair, as per verification from the his program of work, the calendar days duration for that project is changed from 124 calendar days to 93 calendar days. So I have an amendments for the duration of the project to 93 calendar days.
Okay, that is the, as per program of work, from 124 calendar days to nabawasan, 93, kakayanin.
Nabawasan, Mr. Chair.
Kakayanin nila, mas maraming scope of work ang pinakita kanina eh. Dating 120, dating 124, naging 93.
Yes, sir. Kasi at first, before we computed this 124 calendars due to the amount. But after siguro during his preparation of program of work, nag-ano sila dun sa as per DO na 141. So yun sa coverage nung activities niya, nakakompute sila ng 93 calendar days only.
So that is the computation of duration, including unworkable days. Yes. Buwa pa. Okay, that is your amendment for this particular project. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I be recognized.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair, you are recognized.
As per advertised for contract ID number 24BI001, the project duration is 124 calendar days. And then, after the preparation of the DED, and also to conform with DO number 41, series of 2019, 2014, DO141. So you mean to say the project duration will be decreased from 124 to 93 calendar days. Also included the duration for undetermined weather condition and then Saturday and Sundays. In spite of that, magkakaroon pa rin ng decrease ng project duration. So, where did you get the 124 calendar days when you advertised the said project?
Before kasi sir, yung 124 calendar days is based from the amount of the project which is the sir, yung appropriation niya, dun kino-compute. Ngayon yung nagkaroon sila ng parang yung preparation ng program of work, so na-reduce due to activities siguro sir na ginawa nila, baka mas bumilis na. So yun naman ang computed nila ng guide nila ni highway unit head. Ayun ang
Including
dun,
the
outcome
curing.
sila sir, yes sir.
Tinan nyo
Kasi kasama yung predetermined doon sa na sir eh. Predetermined, pati yung holidays, meron naman silang naka-table doon sir yung
including the
detail.
curing days.
Bali yung bali kung titignan kasi sir yung sa yung computation ng calendar days, yung curing days is lang eh. Included na siya talaga dun sir eh, nakalagay doon. Ay. Sige. Sige. So the calendar days included the curing days and the predetermined and the holiday included in the computation of calendar days with a total of 93 calendar days.
So we have a computation for the duration. So we will revise the duration as advertised. Do you mean that, Mr. Jermin Benista?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So if we have a computation for the corrected duration, then we will adapt. How about the other back members? Architect IB Salazar.
I have no question, sir.
Okay, noted. Madam Veronica Ludovico, regular member. for this third project?
I have no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted, Madam Beron. About our back vice chair?
No amendment, Mr. Chair.
Okay, noted. So we have no amendment instead of the duration as presented to us by our provisional member from the planning and design section. So we'll revise the duration from 124 to 93 day calendar days. So please take note, Engineer Brian Augusto. Okay, let's go with proceed for the fourth contract with contract ID number 24BI0002. Then this will be discussed to us by the preparer, Engineer Chini Nicole Rojas. Engineer Rojas, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I am Chini Nicole Rojas from Planning and Design section, and today let me discuss to you the contract ID 24BI0002 entitled Organizational Outcome 1. Ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset preservation, rehabilitation, reconstruction, upgrading of damaged paved roads, tertiary roads, Bambang Cebu Solano Road, kilometer 319-973 to 319-827 and K0319-481 to 319687. The location of the contract is Quezon, Nueva, Vizcaya, and the indicative approved budget for the contract is 26,955,880 pesos. The project description is the concrete reconstruction of 1.31 kilometer PCCP pavement with a duration of 123 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000 pesos. The source of fund, regular infra, FY 2024, and the PCAB license size range of small b. Next, please. Next, please. So shown on screen is the location of the project along Bambang Cebu Solano Road, whereas it shows the limits of the proposed reconstruction. The shorter line falls under the section 1 of the project starting at K0319-973 to 319-827, covering a distance of 146 meters. Similarly, the longer line presents the section 2 of beginning at K0319-481 to 319 plus 687 with a span of 1.168 kilometers. Next, please. So these are the geotag photos showing the beginning and end of section 1. Next, please. This is the geotag photos for section 2. Next, please. This is the layout plan or the projected alignment of the project. Next, please. And this is the closer look for the alignment of section 1. And this is for section 2. The aggregates will originate from the Majakat Quarry situated roughly 21.5 kilometers away from the project site, while the source of materials will be coming from Solano, Nueva Vizcaya, approximately 27.1 kilometers away. This is a typical roadway section with normal crown, whereas it has a carriageway of 3.05 meters at 280 mm thick and 1 meter shoulder, 150 meter thick. 100 millimeter. This is the typical roadway section with proposed road widening and rubble concrete at right side stationing at K0319 plus 635 to K319 plus 687 with a total length of 52 meters. Next. This is the typical roadway section with proposed road widening and slope protection at right side, positioned at K0319 plus 150.5, 2319 plus 236 with a total length of 85.5 meters. That's all po. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Rojas, for discussing to us the project number 4 with contract ID number 24BI002. Again, from the Secretariat, do you have any questions or clarification, especially our prospective bidders? None? So let's go with our fellow back members. Let's start from Engineer Jermin Benavista from the Planning and Design section. Do you have any amendment for this particular project?
Mr. Chair, I have an amendments for this particular project with the contract ID 24BI0002 for the project location from 123 calendar days to 172 calendar days due to the scope of work of slope protection of one of the main activity of that project. Thank you.
So that is your amendment for this particular. About other members, Madam Veronica Bldg,
I have no amendment, Mr. Chair.
noted. About our back vice chair, do you have any
No amendments, Mr. Chair, but a query for the project durations to include the BOQ, bill of quantity. So we change, or for contract ID number 1, we decrease the project duration. Wala bang nagbago sa bill of quantities? And then for project number 2, wala din bang apektadong bill of quantities doon? BOQ. Kasi nagbago kayo ng project duration. For contract ID number 1, 24BI001, the project duration decreases. And for project number 2, the project duration increases. Just a query, kung wala bang nagbago doon sa bill of quantities. Kasi kung meron, magkakaroon tayo ng bid bulletin 7 calendar days before the deadline of the submission of the bids. Wala ba?
With regards with the bill of quantities, there are no change from the bill of quantities. There's no change here for the bill of quantities.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all.
Okay, noted. So it was answered by our provisional member from the planning. So the amendment is only the duration, but due to as per DO 141 from 123 calendar days to 172 calendar days. That is the amendment for this for the basic contract data. So let's proceed for the fifth project with contract ID number 24BI003 to be discussed to us by the preparer, Engineer Giancarlo Gabatino. Okay, take it away there.
Good morning, everyone. I am Giancarlo Gabatino from Planning and Design section, the unit head of Bridge Unit, and I'm here to discuss about the project Organizational Outcome 1, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System Bridge Retrofitting, Strengthening of Permanent Bridges, Colloquial Bridge number 2, B01245 Luzon, along Dang Marlica Bypass Road. The location of the contract is at Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. The indicative approved budget for the contract, or ABC, is 14,700 pesos. The project description is retrofitting, strengthening of bridge, improvement of sidewalk, and construction of scar protection. The duration of the project is 68 calendar days, but the computation was 109 calendar days. The cost of bid documents is 25,000 pesos, and the source of fund, uh, regular infra FY 2024, with pickup license size range at small b. Thank you. So, next please. So for the project, the organizational outcome 1, ensure safe and reliable national road system bridge, retrofitting, strengthening of permanent bridges, colloquial bridge 2, along the Marika Bypass Road. Next please. Next. So among the 36 bridges for in our district, the location of the bridge is at the bypass road located at the K0265+099 of the section ID S00861LZ at Barangay Don Mariano Perez with the river of Colocol Creek. The type of bridge is an RCDG concrete. Next please. So during the inventory of the said bridge, we have noticed that there was an ongoing construction for the flood drains located the both sides. Next please. So as we can see, the houses near the creek, it was already at their wall. Next please. So those photos shows the upstream, the underbridge, and the downstream. Next please. So with this project, we have the project details, the provision of solar powered street light, provision of informative load limit sign, provision of sidewalk or bicycle lane, provision of steel sheet pile scar protection, retrofitting of bridge with carbon fiber polymer, with the remove and replace of asphalt pavement. Next please. So it was explained earlier by Ma'am Larissa about the solar powered with their specification, but with our project now, their difference is 8 meters high with 2 arms, giving illumination at both sides. So with the next slide, we can see the location of those lights will be located near the wing wall to provide illumination for the pedestrian and for the commuters. Alongside with it is the regulatory sign, next please, showing the load limit, giving us for the type 1 T11 is 6 tons, T12 is 7 tons, and type 12 is 12 tons. Next please. So this is the plan, general plan showing the bicycle lane at our sidewalk. It will be constructed at both ends. Next please. Both sides. So as this scheme for the proposed sheet pile with the pile cap, The pile cap and the sheet pile will serve as the coping for the said girder. Next, please. This is the elevation showing the height of the sheet pile, the coping or the coping will be used as a pile cap, the approach, the girder, and the slab with railing protection for the bypassers. Next, please. And this will be the cross section showing the dimension of the girder with the slab. I'm sorry. Thank you, sir, for that information. Sorry. The sidewalk will be providing us a 1.5 meters width, but the minimum specification for the BP 344 is 1.2, which is already enough, as it will provide a 1.26 meters width for the bypassers. Next, please. So this is the typical cross section showing the dimension for the sheet piles, the existing bridge, and the sidewalk. Next, please. So the steel sheet pile will be constructed at the Colloquial Bridge 2, and this is the vicinity map showing the triangulation for the computation of the strength. We're given from the following source of data. Next, please. So this is the triangulation and the trilateration for the computation of the strength of the sheet pile. Next, please. These are the details of the sheet piles to be used in the construction of scar protection. Next, please. So now we are on the reinforcement or the strengthening of the bridge provided with the carbon fiber reinforcement with fiber sheet and fiber plate shown in the diagram. Next, please. And this will be the sample of the finished product or project for the project, showing from the figure the proposed exact finishing. Next, please. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Engineer Giancarlo Gapatino. So you have provided the aesthetic design of this bridge. So, sana maging maganda gaya ng Rosario Bridge. No?
It would be, sir. Thank you.
No. Okay, let's from our YouTube live viewers, do you have any questions or clarification from the presented project? None. From fellow back members, from Engineer Jermin Benavista.
I have no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay, noted. Architect Ivy Salazar.
No amendment, sir.
Noted. Madam Veronica Leodopico.
No amendment, Mr. Back Chair.
Noted. Our back vice chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe.
No amendments, Mr. Chair, but then I would like just a query. Just a query, because during the construction of the drainage canal, we encountered many problems on the road right of way, particularly on the approaches of the bridge. Coming from the diversion road, we have at the right side the Capitol Commercial Center owned by Miss Agnes Ligot. Yung maganda doon na tinitingnan mo palagi dyan, Carlo, yung Miss Tisa. And then, on the left side, we have Mrs. Argayosa,
Yes, sir.
wherein hindi kaagad na-implement yung drainage canal natin because of the road right-of-way problem. Well coordinated ba yung project na yan ngayon para hindi magkaroon ng delay, problema during the implementation?
Thank you, sir. it's a opportunity for me to explain to for our prospective leaders. The road right of way problem of the ongoing drainage canal was already not much resolved, but for our design, we're the one to adjust so that we can still implement the said sidewalk. So we only propose a 1.5 meters width, which is the minimum, so that we can still provide the sidewalk at its minimum width. It can be located, which is already provided, shown in the picture a while ago. Sure. And the only problem is that from the Nawasa, we would like to inform you that we're going to communicate with them so that we can relocate that water line.
The problem on the pipeline of Dinawasa? Obstruction ba siya doon sa bike lane?
Yes, sir, it will be, but we can still manage to construct even there is the Nawasa there. But we'll try, but it's better if it will be removed.
You cannot remove so you can relocate, but then who will borne the expenses for the relocation of the water lines? Doon ba sa dinesign mong T-beam? Kasi nakita ko T-beam siya.
Yes, sir.
Doon sa bike lane, istorbo ba yung water lines?
Yes, sir, initially it was, but then we're trying to resolve it by locating it the beam. It will be beside the water line, but it will not be a hindrance to it.
So the existing pipeline of the Nawasa is not a problem.
It will be, sir, because I've already measured some of the dimension. But because as per my initial design, it must be 3 girder design because of the specification. But then I made a T design so that it cannot be an obstruction for that.
Okay, so there will be no problem during the implementation.
Yes, sir.
Engineer Carlo Gabatino.
Yes, sir.
So to our prospective bidders, please be informed that the existing water lines and the road right-of-way problem were already resolved by Engineer Gabatino. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Back Chair, Back Vice Chair. So, since we have no amendment we'll adopt the basic contract data as advertised for the contract ID number 24BI003. So, let's continue for the 6th project with contract ID number 24BI004 to be discussed to us by the preparer, Engineer Jermin Benavista. Engineer Benavista, take it away.
Hello, good morning to all. I will be discussing the contract ID number 24BI004 for the Project Convergence and Special Support Program, Special Road Fund, Motor Vehicle, Users Charge or MVUC as per RA 11239. Installation, application of signages, warning, advisory, and regulatory signs, pavement markings, and install zebra pedestrian crossing along Adaang Maharlika Bypass Road at kilometer K0265 plus minus 235 to K0265 plus 765. Location of the project, Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. The indicative approved budget for the contract, or ABC, is 2,469,600 pesos. The project description is installation of road safety devices with pavement markings, the duration of the project, 60 calendar days, the cost of bid documents, 5,000, source of fund, regular infra, FY 2024, and pickup license size range category small b.
So the project
Next slide. Oh, thank you agad. And that's the project name. Next. Next. So this is the project site of the project at the Bayombong Bypass Road. From here, after the public market of Bayombong. Next. Next. Is the straight line diagram. So this is the straight line diagram of the proposed project, location of the road signages, pedestrian lanes. So from where the project will start at the public market at the Gambito Funeral Chapel niya. Doon mag-start yung project hanggang sa Luna Street, doon sa kanila kanto nila Risa. Next. So this is the proposed pavement markings, the zebra type with the width of 0.3 by 3 meters. Yung width nung then about 3 meters yung sir, yung total length niyang pahaba. Thickness niya is 20. So the thickness is 3 mm to 6 mm maximum. Next. And these are some sample of the separation lines and edge line. So the center line with the edge line of 0.10, center line is 0.15 to 3 meters ang length niya. Next. So this is the guide sign. It would be installed at the Quezon Street. Tapos meron din ayan, sa Quezon Street ito yung lalagay GSIS and BSU DepEd. And then the St. Dominic Church maglalagay din tayo. Then dun sa museum din maglalagay din tayo ng guide signs. This is a typical sign kung ma-erect siya dun sa may ginawa nating kanal. So parang footpath na siya. So may height siyang 2.5 with a 1 post. Next. So these are the regulatory signs, the give way, then pedestrian crossing, the children crossing. So yung bike lane, kung hindi mailagay ni Carlo, i-include ko na sana. Pero pag namin, kung mailagay niya, yung bike lane madidelete doon sa program.
Yung post niya, poste ng mga regulatory sign.
Yes, sir. So yung post ng hindi ata nailagay dyan. Yung poste niya, sir, at 2 inches to yes, sir. Tapos may height siya from the bottom of the signages na 2 meters na minimum. So magaan siya yung sa design namin 2.2, sir, yung height niya from the bottom of the regulatory sign up to the hanggang pedestal, doon sa pedestal nung mismong poste nung dun bali doon sa ang magiging niya, installation niya doon sa from the finished grade line, may 2 inches siyang aangat doon sa yung pedestal niya, and then from yung 2 meters o 2.2 na range niya from doon sa finished grade line. So hindi doon sa top ng pedestal. Kasi para mas mataas doon sa tao, so may 2.2 na allowance siya. Ayos, sir. And that's it. Next. These are the warning signs to be installed. The roundabout ahead, pedestrian crossing ahead, children crossing ahead. This signages prior to the location of about the roundabout ahead is located at the Pandayan, tapos doon sa Dumlao Boulevard, and then doon sa may part ng RO. So before nung roundabout, ito yung mga dapat ilalagay, yung roundabout ahead. And then yung mga pedestrian crossing, tsaka yung children crossing ahead, before nung mismong pedestrian crossing, dapat meron siyang nakalagay na mga children or pedestrian crossing ahead. Next. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Jermaine Buenavista, for the detailed explanation for the project with contract ID number 24004. So, from our YouTube live viewers, do you have any questions or clarification from the presented project, especially our prospective bidders? None? Okay. So from back members, Engineer Madam Veronica Leodopico.
I have no amendments, Mr. Back Chair.
Noted, Madam Veron. About our back Vice Chair, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe.
No amendments, Mr. Chair, but I would like to request the presenter to please inform our prospective bidders the kind and thickness of the substrate and the kind of the reflectorized sticker for their information.
Okay, Engineer Benavista, kindly answer.
The road signages is a diamond grade with the thickness of the aluminum is 3 mm.
Subgrade.
The kind is the materials is aluminum and the thickness niya is 3 mm and the mismong road sign niya is diamond grade.
That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So, anonymously, we have no amendment for this particular project. So, let's proceed for the number 7 project with contract ID number 24BI005 to be discussed to us by the preparer, Engineer Jasper Pagtulingan. Engineer Pagtulingan, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I will discuss with a contract ID number of 24BI0005. The name of project, Organizational Outcome 2, Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods, Construction or Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within Major Rivers and Principal Rivers, Construction of Makate River Control, Makate, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. The location of the project is Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, within indicative approved budget for the contract, or ABC, is 49 million. With a project description, construction of 300 linear meter concrete slope protection, steel sheet piles, embankment, gabions, and mattresses. With a duration of 226 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 25,000 pesos only. The source of fund, regular infra FY 2024. With a pickup license size range, medium B. And I have prepared a presentation for our prospective bidders. Next slide. So that is the sample picture of our proposed, isang pindot mo, at back. Yan. With a proposed of concrete slope protection works with steel sheet piles. Next, ma'am. Next. Using the Google Earth, next, ma'am. This is the site. Next. This is the site proposed site at the back of the Sati gas station. left side of Maharlika Highway from Bambang going to Bayombong. Next slide mo. And the material source from the kilometer of 250, the poblacion, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. And ang makukuha po doon is cement and RSB. And the quarry location is also at the project site location, Magat River, Makati Quarry, with the kilometer post of 252 plus 500, left side of Maharlika Highway, Barangay Makati, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya, which consists of boulders, gravel, sand, and embankment. This is the proposed layout plan. Next, ma'am. Next. Next. The summary is the net length of the 100 linear meters. Consists of steel sheet pile, pile cap, concrete slope protection, parapet wall, gabions, and mattresses. And also 7 pieces of cut-off wall stationed at every 50 meters. And also at the end of the project is 19 meters of anchorage at the end. And next slide. Next. This is the top view of the concrete slope protection, steel sheet pile, parapet wall, gabion, and mattresses. From left side going to right, we can see the mattress and pile cap, and you can see at the top view of it, from cut-off wall up every 50 meters, it is in between of the concrete slope protection works. Next. Next one. Next. This is the sample of the steel sheet pile that we are going to put. This is a Z-type with a dimension of a section type of S355 GP with a width of 770 millimeters, height of 343.5 millimeters, thickness of 8.5 millimeters, and a unit weight of 72.8 kilogram per meter. This is the typical section detail of concrete slope protection, steel sheet pile, gabion, and mattresses. And as you can see at the bottom right, the connection of pile cap to steel sheet pile, it is projected na binutasan po yung steel sheet pile na yun po yung connection niya. And next. The typical section detail of cut-off wall. And that at the bottom right, the schedule of the cut-off wall every 50 meters with a height of 8.2 meters.
Detail ng fire cap. Kasi sabi niya ngayon, bubutasan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, pwede mo pa kayo large yan sa SIP para makita na natin yung prospective bidders. Bubutasan ba ang sheet piles?
As per standard po ng Central, sir, yan po yung design po nila na binigay po sa amin. Using acetylene, sir, mabubutasan naman po yung...
Para doon sa may stirrups.
Yes, sir.
Yun ang gusto ko i-explain mo para... Mr. Chair, may I be recognized?
Yes, Mr. Vice Chair, you are recognized.
Engineer Pagtulingan, please elaborate or discuss more about the pile cap, yung size ng pile cap, the reinforcement, so that our prospective bidders will be knowledgeable about the proposed pile cap.
Kay Engineer Pagtulingan.
And also, Mr. Chair, yung sinasabi mong cut-off wall every 50 meters, please explain mo lang dun sa ating mga prospective bidders yun. Bakit ka maglalagay ng cut-off wall every 50 meters?
Okay, Engineer Pagtulingan, please explain.
Thank you, sir. Yung sa pile cap po, yung connection niya, yung mga size niya is 12 mm at that is 600 millimeters by 600 millimeters with a cover of 75 millimeter clear cover, sir. And it is, bubutasan po siya dun sa steel sheet pile natin para dun sa reinforcement ng pass-through, pass-through handling hole of pile caps dun sa mga stirrups po niya, dun sa reinforcement po nung pile cap po natin. Ayan. Then, dun po sa bottom,
Engineer Pagtulingan, please explain yung main reinforcement. Ano yung size ng longitudinal bars? Ilan yung longitudinal bars mo? Ano ang size? Is it 16 mm, 20 mm?
it is 7 by 16 mm diameter, sir. Longitudinal bars.
What is the diameter?
16 mm, sir.
16 mm. Yung sabihin mo. Tapos how about yung ties or stirrups mo?
It is 12 mm diameter, sir. Is spaced at every 300 millimeters.
Okay. O bakit yung ties mo dyan or stirrups, hindi siya 135 degree bend? Bakit 90 degree bend lang siya?
Yan po kasi yung basis namin, sir, na binigay po ng central office po, sir.
Wag sabi ko sa inyo.
Yan po yung basis po namin dun sa mga una pong gumawa ng steel sheet pile.
Okay. Please continue. How about the reinforcement of the concrete slope protection works, thickness, and then yung bakal? What is the thickness of the concrete slope protection works?
Paki-zoom out po. Ayan. So, yung thickness po nung concrete slope protection works natin is 0.20 meters po, or 200 millimeters. And yung reinforcement po niya, hindi po napakita. Hindi po na i-project dyan. Pero, kwan po siya, 12 mm longitudinal bars spaced at 400. And 16 mm space at 400 din po siya. Yung sa horizontal bars.
Both ways na 400 millimeter?
Yes, sir. Yung space po niya. And also, dun sa harap niya, meron din po siyang mattress and gabions po. 2 layers of gabions.
From the top of the pile cap, meron kang berm. What is the height of the berm up to the top of the pile cap?
Yes, sir. Kapag sa standard po natin, above 5 meters, magko-consist po tayo, ay maglalagay po tayo ng berm. Yung height po ng berm dun po sa rest niya is 3 meters. Kasi 6 meters po total height nung concrete slope protection work. So, dinivide po namin siya ng 2 dun po sa mid part niya. So, 3 meters po yung height. And the width of the berm is 1 meter. And also consists po siya ng parapet wall dun sa pinakataas niya. And meron din po siyang
concrete cut-off wall ba yun? Anchored? Hindi, cut-off wall ba yun?
Opo. Tapos meron din po pala siyang whip. Consists of whip holes din po yung structure natin. Malalagyan din po siya ng whip holes.
Walkway, di ba dyan? Mas na berm ba nandiyan yung parapet?
Then meron din po siyang walkway na 6 meters po dun sa taas niya. Yan na yun po yung embankment.
Yung concrete.
1 meter po from dun po sa edge po ng parapet natin. And we have also 1 meter cut-off wall or
cut-off wall yan?
Oh, cut-off wall. Yun, sir.
Embankment.
The embankment top width is 6 meters with a slope of 2:1. Next slide. Next one. Then ito po yung typical section ng detail of cut-off wall. Makikita po siya dun sa beginning and end of the project. Then every 50 meters dun sa length po niya. Kaya meron po yung schedule of cut-off wall at at the beginning, the 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, and end of the project, that is 300. And with the height of 8.2 meters. And also, yun, na-discuss ko rin po yung sa reinforcement niya. 12 ayun, 12 mm 12 mm diameter po yung thank you. Horizontal bars is spaced at 400 millimeters. 16 mm diameter vertical bars is spaced at 400 millimeters. Then longitudinal bars niya 12 mm is spaced at 400. And top and bottom bars is 16 mm diameter is spaced at 400. And also, meron din po siyang thick bed coarse material sa pinakababa, item 1712, that is 200 millimeter thickness. And the width of the cut-off wall is 8.65 meters and a total height of 8.5 meters.
Na-discuss mo na, Engineer Pagtulingan, hindi ko kasi narinig. What is the depth of the sheet piles? Nabanggit mo ba kanina?
The design depth of the sheet pile, sir, is 6 meters height po.
6 meters height from the
From
riverbed
the
or
from the pile cap, sir, to
sa pile cap,
dun po sa middle part po ng pile cap.
middle part ng pile cap, so yun yung 6 meters.
Yes, sir.
Recon from the riverbed,
Recon from the
recon from the
sir,
riverbed,
from the
but-
ordinary water level.
so the ordinary water level, the mid height of the pile cap is reckoned from the ordinary water level.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baka. Thank you, Mr. Bak Vice Chair. So, do you have any other queries or questions, especially our YouTube live viewers? None. So, being none, so we'll adopt the basic contract data as advertised for the number 7 project with contract ID number 24BI005. So, let's proceed for the 8th project with contract ID number 24BI006 to be discussed to us by the preparer engineer Maria Cristina Rhodes. Engineer Rhodes, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Cristina Rhodes from Planning and Design section. I'm here to discuss the project ID 24BI0006 titled Organizational Outcome 1, Ensure Safe and Reliable National Road System, Network Development Road Widening Tertiary Roads, Bagabag Diversion Road, Kilometer Post 284 plus 205 to Kilometer Post 284 plus 480 and Kilometer Post 285 plus 472 to Kilometer Post 286. This project is located at Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract 17,003,980 pesos. Project description, road widening of 0.81 kilometer by 3.05 width by 280 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway. Duration of 109 calendar days. Cost of bid documents 25,000. Source of fund regular infra FY 2024 with a pickup license size range of small b. Next slide, please. The road project has two sections. Section 1 from Kilometer Post 284 plus 205 to Kilometer Post 284 plus 480, which is equivalent to Station 0 plus 765 to Station 1 plus 042, covering a length of 275 linear meters, and Section 2 from 2 kilometer post 285 plus 472 to kilometer post 286, which is equivalent to Station 0 to Station 535, covering 535 linear meters, totaling of 810 linear meters or 1.62 lane kilometers. Next slide, please. In this slide, we present an overview map exhibiting sections 1 and 2 of the project. Additionally, it highlights the location of the quarry, which is the Baratbet section of Magat River, with a distance of 1.1 kilometer from the project site, and the source of material is in Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Next slide. This slide illustrates a detailed layout plan encompassing sections 1 and 2. The plan includes directional indicators such as the north arrow and directions to key destinations like Manila and Ifugao and Tuguegarao. Next slide. This slide showcases a typical cross-section extracted from Section 1, presenting the roadway section 3.05 meters width by 280 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway, a 1.5 meters shoulders on both sides, curb and gutter, and sidewalk with a thickness of 100 millimeter, rubble concrete slope protection at both sides. Next slide. This is cross-section of Section 1, emphasizing 3.05 meters width by 280 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway, 1.5 meter shoulder on both sides, curb and gutter, and sidewalk. Next slide, please. Shifting focus to Section 2, this slide exhibits the cross-section highlighting roadway cross-section 3.05 meters width by 280 millimeter thick PCCP carriageway, reinforced concrete to overlay the existing canals. Next slide, please. In this slide, photographs displays the beginning and end of Section 1, offering visual insights into the project's location. Next slide. And this is the Section 2, the beginning and end of project. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Maria Cristina Rhodes, for discussing to us the project number 8, which is with contract ID 24BI006. So, from our secretariat, do you have any questions or clarification from the discussed project? None. So, let's go, fellow back members. From the planning and design section, Engineer Jermin Benepista, do you have any amendment for this particular project?
Mr. Chair, I have an amendments regarding the station of this particular project with the contract ID 24BI0006. Since the project was adopted from the HGAB, which is 284 plus minus 565 to K0284 plus minus 134, and this station or location has a right-of-way problem, so we moved the location of the project to K0284 plus 205 to K0284 plus 480 and K0285 plus 472 to K0286 plus 00 to ano. So that location has no right-of-way problem.
Kindly repeat for so that they will encode the secretariat.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Oh.
So the new station of this project is K0284 plus 205 to K0284 plus 480 284 plus 480. Wala nang enclosed parenthesis. Pati yung 205 wala nang enclosed parenthesis. Tapos comma K0285 plus 472. Das ay hindi equal. Plus 472 das K0286 plus 000. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Jermin Buenavista, for the correction of station as per errata. This was included in our errata. Hopefully, it will be corrected in the GAA. So, any other amendment from Engineer Architect IB Salazar?
I have no amendment, sir.
Okay, noted. Madam Veronica Ludovico?
I have also no amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay, noted. About Back Vice Chair, Engineer Danilo Ibernabe?
No amendments, Mr. Chair, but I would like to our prospective bidders to be informed why there is an errata or why do we have a road right-of-way problem in that diversion road wherein we have for national road, the minimum width is 20 meters wide. Bakit nagkaroon pa tayo ng problema doon? Eh hindi naman tayo lumampas doon sa required na from the center line of the road, 10 meters to the right and 10 meters to the left. For the information of our prospective bidders only, Mr. Chair.
Okay, in behalf of the Planning and Design section, Mr. Back Vice Chair, okay, yeah, for the information of our prospective bidders, for the query of our Back Vice Chairs, this project was included in our budget proposal for 2024, but we have conducted parcellary survey through consulting services, but until now we have not yet we have no fund for paying the right of way for these the affected persons. So since there is still a problem the road right of way, then it was decided that we will transfer for the stations that this project will be there will be no problem during implementation. This is for the info of the prospective bidders.
May sasagot ka pa?
Mr.
Hindi, another information for this project. Before kasi this project was located at the Barretbet Bridge, yung sa pakaliwa doon, yung diversion na pa yung San Pedro Road na yon, yung Bagabag diversion. So from there, yung as per actual condition of this proposed project before, so may actual doon na mga residential area. So we conduct the consultation. So there is a parang conflict na doon sa mga may-ari ng mga lupa doon. So nagpo-propose sila for the payment of that said project to para ma-pursue natin. Pero since we have no right of way acquisition, so hindi namin maano doon para parang mga conflict, i-move namin or transfer the station of that project into 284, kilometer 284. That's all, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. At least to our YouTube live viewers, they were already informed that the Bagabag Diversion Road, Bagabag Diversion Road road right-of-way problem has not been settled since it is acquired. Hindi pa nabayaran yung mga landowners doon. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. So, for this particular project, please take note, Secretariat, for the corrections of the stationing as advertised from 284 plus or minus 565 to K0284 plus close and open parenthesis negative minus 134 to 284 plus 205 to K0284 plus 480 to 285 plus 472 to K0286 plus 00. That is our amendment for this particular project. So let's proceed for the ninth project with contract ID number 24BI007 to be discussed to us by the preparer, Engineer Joseph Adukul from the maintenance section. Engineer Adukul, take it away.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to each and everyone. For the ninth civil work, with the contract ID number 24BI000007 entitled Organizational Outcome 2, Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods, Construction, Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, Construction of Flood Control and Drainage Structures, FCDS Package 2, along Magat River, Magapoy Section, Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. The indicative approved budget for this project is 144,750,000. The project description is a construction of 900 linear meter slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment. The duration of the project is 345 calendar days. The cost of bid documents is 50,000. The source of fund is regular infra for the year 2024, and the pickup license category is at medium. Slides, please. Next slide, please. That's package. Package. This is the location of the project. It is located downstream of the Batu Bridge. This is the layout plan of the proposed project. Okay, next please. This is the typical section of the proposed project. For the sheet pile, it has a 9 meters long hot rolled Z type. Then for the pile cap, it has a 0.5 by 0.5 meters pile cap with a slope of 1:1 for the concrete slope with a height of 5 meters. Then at the top, it has a sidewalk contains of 1 meter. Then the embankment is 6 meters. And for at the back of the embankment, it has a slope of 1:2. Next slide. Additional, the thickness of the concrete slope is 0.3. Then it has a 12 mm horizontal and slant bars spaced at 400 mm on C, on center. That's it. That's all, sir, for the contract ID number 24BI007. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Engineer Joseph Atukul. Do you have any questions or clarification from our YouTube live viewers? None? Both fellow back members? Do you have any questions or clarifications for the ninth project, Magapoy section?
Mr. Chair, I have no amendments.
Noted. About Architect Ivy Salazar?
I have no amendments, sir.
Noted. About Madam Veronica Ludovico?
I have no amendment, Mr. Back Chair.
Noted, Madam Veron. About our back Vice Chair, Engineer Danilo.
No amendments, Mr. Chair.
Noted. So since we have no amendment for this particular project, then we will adopt the basic contract data as advertised. So we'll go for the 10th project, second to the last. Again, to be discussed to us by Engineer Joseph Patukul.
Thank you again, sir. Hello. For the 10th civil works for today, with a contract ID number 24BI008, entitled Organizational Outcome 2, Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods, Construction, Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within major river basins and principal rivers, Construction of Flood Control and Drainage Structures, FCDS, Package 7, along Magat River, Magapoy Section, Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. It has an indicative approved budget of 144,750,000. And the project description is construction of 900 linear meter slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment. The duration is 345 calendar days, and the cost of bid documents is 50,000. For the source of fund, regular infra for the year 2024, and the pickup license category is at medium B. Next slide, please. This is the location of the proposed project. It is just on the vicinity of the first proposed project with the package 2. It is located downstream of the Batu Bridge. For this project, the major pay items are 17041A, embankment from structure excavation, 17041B, embankment from barrow, 1712, concrete slope protection, 17172A1, sheet pile steel slope protection. Next slide, please. This is the layout plan of this proposed project, package 7. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. Again, this is the typical section of the proposed project. The length of the steel sheet piles needed for this project is 9 meters, and it is a hot roll G type with a pile cap up at the top. Then it has a slope, concrete slope protection with a slope of 1:1, and the height is 5 meters. The height at the top, the sidewalk, it has a 1 meter sidewalk, and it has a 6 meters embankment. Then a slope of 1:2. Again, that's all, sir, for this contract ID number 24BI008.
Again, thank you, Engineer Joseph Patukul, for discussing to us for the project with contract ID 24BI008. So again, from our YouTube live viewers, do you have any questions or clarification, especially our prospective bidders? None? About fellow back members, let's start from Engineer Jermaine Buenavista.
Mr. Chair, clarification lang dun sa ano. Paki-ano nga dun sa typical kanina? Typical section niya. Ayun, Mr. Engineer Joseph, doon sa top niyan, sa may embankment niya 7 meters. So, ano yun, parang may thickness pa siya doon na nakaseparate siya doon sa taas. Ano yun?
Bumuhon?
Hello, sir. The design of the package 2 and package 7, sir, is almost the same. So the embankment, sir, is 6 meters, and the sidewalk plus the parapet is 1 meter, sir. The thickness of the parapet, sir, is 0.25. So the remaining sidewalk, sir, is 75 mm. 0.75 meters.
But yun ano kasi meron dun sa ano siya, 'di ba parang may thickness siya. Iba ba yung ano non, aggregates ba 'yon o ibang klaseng core ano? Hindi siya embankment o aggregates 'yon. Kasi may thickness, may para may ano pa siya isang line pa doon, no?
Slope.
Yung sakre 'di ba may crown tapos may isa pang line. Iba ba 'yun?
Yung tinatanong ni Kwan Engineer. Saka yun naman yung gravel backing para sa Victor.
Sa taas.
The one that is being hatched is the gravel filter.
Gravel backing?
Can you please?
Saan siyang tinuturo mo, Brad? Sa...
Yung tinatanong mo, Jeremy, doon along sa may slope protection works o doon sa may embankment?
Doon sa may embankment sir kasi may isa parang may thickness kasi doon, may crown pa. Explain lang ng ano.
The design, sir, is I consider it has a slope, sir. Kasi for the water drain towards the sidewalk, because it has a side drain at the sidewalk that is spaced 3 meters apart from it. Then the hatch, sir, that you're being point out is the gravel filter. I just hatch because the
This item 200?
gravel fill lang, sir. Pang
Embankment materials pa rin siya.
Embankment pa rin.
Paki-revise mo ng
Noted, sir.
Kung wala lagyan ng crown, hindi lang yung sa ano na yan. Kasi kung sa siya mag-drain,
Noted, sir. Noted. Any more questions or clarification?
Okay, no more. No
No
more
other question, Mr. Chair.
Okay. How about Architect Ivy Salazar?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. Madam Veronica Leodopico?
No amendment, Mr. Back Chair.
Noted. Madam Veron, about our back vice chair?
No amendments, Mr. Bakche, but I will go to the observation of Engineer Jermin Buenavista. Engineer Adukol, paki-revise mo yon. Huwag mo na siyang lagyan ng hatch yung ibabaw kasi kung titingnan mo, representing another pay item yon. And then representing a road. Since it is a flood control project, purely embankment lang naman yung nilalagay natin sa likod. Yun lang, thank you.
Okay, noted.
Noted, sir.
Okay. Okay, please take note, Engineer Tukul, that minor correction. So, as anonymously, we have no amendment for this particular project except for the minor corrections only in the plan. So, we'll adopt the basic contract data as advertised for the contract with the project with contract ID 24BI008. So, let's proceed to the last one with the 11th project with contract ID 24BI009. Again, may request the Engineer Joseph Adukul, the preparer of this particular project.
Moment. Thank you. For the 11th and last civil works for today, with the contract ID number 24BI0009, entitled Organizational Outcome 2, Protect Lives and Properties Against Major Floods, Construction, Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within Major River Basins and Principal Rivers, Construction of Flood Control and Drainage Structures, FCDS, Package 3, along Magat River, Barret Bed Section, Bagabag, Nueva, Vizcaya. For this particular project, the indicative approved budget is 144,750,000. The project description is construction of 900 linear meters slope protection works, steel sheet piles with embankment. The duration of the project is 345 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 50,000. The source of fund is regular infra for the year 2024. The pickup license category, size range is at medium B. And PowerPoint presentation, please. This is the proposed project site of the project. It is located downstream part of San Lorenzo Bridge, located at Bagabag. Next slide, please. Left side of it, facing downstream. San Lorenzo Bridge. San Lorenzo Ruiz Bridge, sir. Downstream, left side. Downstream. Facing downstream, sir. It is the continuation, sir. Continuation, sir. Continuation of the existing project. I'm not sure, sir. What's the project site, sir? Next slide, please. This is the layout plan of the proposed project. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please. So again, this is the typical section of the proposed project. Again, it has a embankment of 6 meters and the sidewalk 1 meter. The length of the steel sheet pile is 9 meters with a pile cap of 0.5 by 0.5 pile cap. That I think.
Iba yung pilotin nila sa kaysa doon sa pilotin ginamit nila.
Again, that's also for the contract ID number 24BI009. Any questions or clarifications? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, before you ask if there is an amendment for the last contract to be for under this private conference, Engineer Adukol, pakibalik mo nga dun sa may secretariat. Pakibalik mo dun sa may layout, sa layout plan. Kasi yan, bakit? You block the waterway. Meron pang isa, yung makikita mo siya na parang trapezoid. Balik mo pa. Sige pa. Okay, hindi ka pala, in-straight lang ako dyan mo mag-reclaim. Bakit ganyan?
What do you mean?
Ba't ganyan ang itsura ng flood control project? Hindi siya parallel along the flow of the river.
Sir, the location of the site, sir, is the high bank. It has a C-shaped high bank, sir. Then could you please next slide? Next one. The next one. Sir, yung dalawang parang galamay ng tubig, sir, doon kasi nag-encroach yung kwan natin, sir, yung
sa akin explain na sa prospective bidders.
For the prospective bidders.
For the information of the prospective bidders.
The explanation for that one is the two tentacles or
flow of the river. Flow of the river, tama na lang. Flow of the river.
Discard a large amount of land. Then in the next high bank will meet with another proposed project. So the Then the outcome of the proposed project is that one, sir.
Okay,
Ah,
so,
could you please, yung atras, di makikita yung sa may project site. Isa pa. Ah, pwede mo ma-zoom in yan? Hanggang ganyan na lang. So, yan yung itsura ng site. Kung susundan kasi natin yung tubig, papasok na tayo dun sa may na-scarred portion, which is pwede pa namang maisalba. Kaya meron pa tayong susunod na project na tatama natin siya dun sa may next na may high bank. Kaya hindi ko sinundan yung dalawang flow.
pwede bang kuan, iswabe mo? Swabe yung kuan niya, alignment niya. Parang, ganun na lang, yung iswabe mo yung alignment na parang road eye, hindi yung, ano, hindi kasi, medyo mahirap, dapat may topo na buo.
Hindi repercussion kami hindi siya dyan, pupunta sa kabilang bahay.
Tatab.
I'll inform the implementing section for that particular suggestion of yours.
Yeah, yes, okay. So the total may kuan naman, a stake na.
That's all, sir, for this particular project.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Tukol. Thank you.
Tapos na sequence.
So, let's say the round of applause. Nakaraos ang tatlong project. Okay, to continue, marami pa tayong agenda for today. We have just finished the first agenda, which is the basic contract data. So, we'll go for the second agenda, which is the requirement of bidding documents. May request our Head Secretariat Engineer Brian Nilagusto.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the second addenda for the requirements of the bidding documents. For the goods and services with contract ID number, I will discuss with the goods and services with contract ID number 23 GBI 98. For ITB clause 14.1, the bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. A, the amount of not less than 2% of the ABC if the bid security is in cash, cashier's manager's check, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or the amount of not less than 5% of the bid security in surety bond. For ITB clause 20.1, licenses and permits relevant to the project and the corresponding law requiring it. We have one, the mayor's permit, DTI. Number 3, field jobs registration. Number 4, tax clearance. And number 5, supplier's registration certificate or SRC. And ITB clause 21.2, delivery period is 30 calendar days.
Naubos na? Okay.
For the 11 civil works projects, sirs, I may now discuss the ITB clause for 23 BI 0129 for ITB clause 14.2A. The minimum work experience requirements of the key personnel for this particular projects are the following. For the project manager, minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. For the key personnel for the project manager, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer, minimum years of similar work experience is 3 years, and minimum years of total experience is 3 years. For RTB clause 14.124, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For this particular project, we have the description of the equipment. We have backhoe with breaker. Required unit is 2. Dump truck, required unit is 2. Plate compactor, 1 bagger mixer, bar cutter, bar bender, and welding machine. The required units is 1. For the laboratory equipments, please refer to DO 11 series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment and Department Order number 127 series of 2018, strict application of Republic Act 9184 to conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts of the DPWH. For contract ID number 23BI0130, let me discuss the minimum Work experience requirements for the following. For contract ID number 23BI130, for ITB clause 14.2A, for B, for the key personnel, we have project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. For the ITB clause 14.2A, for this particular project, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the equipment description, we have backhoe, required unit is 2, crawler, crane 41 to 45 metric tons, required unit is 1, crawler crane 21 to 25 metric tons, required unit is 1, dump truck, required unit is 1, payloader, required unit is 1, generator set 300 kilowatts, required unit is 1 bagger mixer, cutting outfit, water pump, water truck, and welding machine, required units is 1. For the laboratory equipments, please refer to DO11, series of 2017 for the minimum materials testing equipment, and DO127, series of 2018, strict application of Republic Act 9184, the conduct of post-qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts within the DPWH. For the third project, sir, with the contract ID number 24BI0001 for the requirements of bid data sheet. For ITB clause 14.2A. For B, the minimum work experience requirements for the following. For the key personnel, we have the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of CPLR experience is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position, is 3 years. For the ITB clause 14.2A4, the minimum major equipments requirements are the following for this particular project. We have the backhoe with pavement breaker, required units 1, payloader, dump truck, required units is 2, bulldozer, motorized road grader, vibratory roller, water truck or pump, required unit is 1, transit mixer, required unit is 4, concrete vibrator, concrete batching plant, concrete screeder, concrete saw, blade 14 inches diameter, required unit is 1, bar cutter, single phase, 1 bagger mixer, backhoe, wheel type, and cargo truck, required units is 1. For contract ID number 24BI002, the minimum requirements, work experience requirements for the following are, for the key personnels are the following. We have the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. For ITB clause 14.2A4, for the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. We have payloader, required unit is 2, dump truck, required unit is 3, water truck or pump, required unit is 1, cargo service truck 9 to 10 metric tons, low bed trailer, backhoe wheel mounted, required unit is 1, backhoe 0.80 cubic meter or 1.04 cubic yards, required its unit 1, plate compactor, required unit is 1, motorized grader, vibratory roller, bulldozer D86 series 2 PSDS, required unit is 1, 1 bagger mixer, required unit is 1, concrete vibrator, required unit is 2, bar cutter and joint sealer machine, required unit is 1, transit mixer, required unit is 4, concrete batch plant, concrete screeder, concrete saw, required unit is 1, backhoe with breaker, bar bender, crawler crane, applicator machine, and kneading machine, required units is 1. For contract ID number 24BI003, the minimum years experience for the following are the requirements. For the key personnel, we have project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience and minimum years of total work experience for the same position is 3 years. For ITB clause 14.2A, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Ba't walang laman? Wala namang laman yung iba. Blanco. We have the dump truck, water truck or pump, cargo service truck, required unit is 1. Transit mixer, required unit is 1. Motorized road grader, payloader, truck mounted crane, asphalt distributor, power broom, pneumatic tie roller, tandem steel roller, vibro hammer, crawler crane, required unit is 1. Backhoe 0.80 cubic meter to 1.04 cubic yards, your required unit is 1 rather. Low bed trailer, boom truck, backhoe wheel mounted, required units is 1. Backhoe with pavement breaker, required units is 2. For contract ID number 23BI004, the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following: project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience is 3 years, and minimum of total work experience, same position, is 3 years. For ITB Clause 14.2A4, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the description, we have telescopic manlift, 15 meters maximum working height, required unit is 1. Boom truck, 10 metric tons capacity, required unit is 1. Cargo truck, required units is 1. For contract ID number 24BI005, the minimum work experience requirements of the personnel are the following. These are the same for the contract ID number 24BI004. So we go now for the minimum major equipment requirements for this particular project. For the description, we have dump truck, required units is 2. Water truck or pump, required units 4. Cargo or service truck, required units is 1. Low bed trailer, required units 1. Water pump, required units is 4. Motorized road grader and vibratory roller, required units is 1. Backhoe, required units is 4. Bar cutter, bar bender, and concrete vibrator, required units is 1. And 1 bagger mixer, required units is 4. For contract ID number 24BI006, for the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel, it is similar to contract ID number 23BI005 with minimum years of similar experience of 3 years and minimum years of total work experience of 3 years. We go now for the ITB Clause 14.2A4. The minimum major equipment requirements are the following. We have payloader, required units is 2. Dump truck, required units is 3. Water truck or pump, required units is 1. Cargo or service truck, 9 to 10 metric tons. Backhoe or wheel mounted. Backhoe 0.80 cubic meters to 1.04 cubic yards, required units is 1. Cargo and service truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, required units is 1. Motorized road grader, vibratory roller, bulldozer DX175. 1 bagger mixer, required unit is 1. Concrete vibrator, required unit is 2. Bar cutter, bar bender, required unit is 1. Transit mixer, required unit is 4. Concrete batch plant, concrete screeder, concrete saw, concrete backhoe with breaker, and paint stripping machine, required units is 1. We go now for contract ID number 24BI007. For the minimum work experience for this particular project is for the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position, is 5 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position, is 5 years. We go now for the ITB Clause 14.2A4 for the minimum major equipment requirements for the following projects. For the description, we have 1 bagger mixer, required unit is 4. Water truck and backhoe, required unit is 1. Water pump, required unit is 4. Bulldozer and payloader, required units is 2. Dump truck, required units is 2. Vibro hammer or hydraulic operated and crawler crane, 36 to 40 tons, required units is 1. For contract ID number 24BI008, we go now for the minimum work experience for the key personnel. It is similar to contract ID number 23BI007 with minimum years of similar experience of 5 years and minimum years of total experience, work experience, same position, of 5 years. For ITB Clause 14.2A4, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. One bagger mixer, required unit is 4. Water truck, backhoe, required unit is 1. Bulldozer, payloader, and dump truck, required unit is 2. Vibro hammer, hydraulic operated, required unit is 1. And crawler crane, 36 to 40 metric tons is required units is 1. For our contract ID 23BI009, it is similar for contract ID to number 23BI008 for the following descriptions. Thank you. Sir, that's all for the requirements of bidding documents to be submitted by the prospective bidders. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian L. Augusto, for discussing to us the second agenda, which is the requirements of bidding documents. Let's go for the third agenda again, for the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposal. Again, may I request Engineer Brian L. Augusto, or Head Secretariat.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair. And for the agenda number 3, the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals for these particular projects, will be presented through audio presentation, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Secretariat, please play the audio presentation.
Technical and financial components. Number 1. Technical component envelope. Class A documents. For legal documents, letter A. Valid Bldg's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Or letter B. Registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And letter C, mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And letter D, tax clearance per EO number 398, series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. For technical documents, letter E, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And letter F, a statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract, or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. And letter G, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures. And registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And letter F, original copy of bid security in the form of surety bond. Submit also the certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And letter I, project requirements, which shall include the following. First, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Second, list of contractors' key personnel, for example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, safety officer, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Third, list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor, vendor, or the duration of the project as the case may be. And last, list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment which are owned as per Department Order Number 11, Series of 2017. For letter J, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement o OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperatives, or original special power of attorney of all members of joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and to do acts to represent the bidder. For financial documents, letter K, the prospective bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities, stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And letter L, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, Class B documents. Letter M, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in accordance with the Republic Act number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Number 2, financial component envelope. Letter N, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, the other documentary requirements under Republic Act number 9184. Letter O, original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. And letter P, duly accomplished detailed estimate form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental used in coming up with the bid. And letter Q, cash flow by quarter.
Sir, that's all for the audio presentation for the third agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Brian Nilagusto, for the recorded audio presentation. So let's proceed for the fourth agenda, the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award by our architect IB Salazar, our provisional member.
Thank you, sir. The agenda number 4 will be presented through pre-recorded audio.
Okay, Secretariat, please play the audio presentation.
Pre-bid conference. Detailed evaluation of bids. For the procurement of goods and infrastructure projects, the BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bid documents, including, or applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a 0 or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. Arithmetical corrections. Consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be basis for bid evaluation and comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Between total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. Between stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Between unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail.
Technical.
Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the BAC its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider but shall not be limited to the following. Legal requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of this IRR. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of bidders' key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Verification of availability and commitment and/or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unit to be owned, leased, under, purchased by the bidder for use in the contract. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Ivy Salazar, for the pre-recorded presentation for the fourth agenda. So let's proceed for the fifth agenda for today. Questions, comments from bidders, and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity. So from the Secretariat, do you have any questions or clarification from our YouTube live viewers? None? About fellow BAC members? None. So we'll proceed for the sixth agenda, the other matters. Do you have any announcement to make, Engineer Brian Nilagusto, our Head Secretariat?
Yes, sir. We have the announcement reminder, sir, for the next procurement activities.
Okay, okay, but to continue, this is, we'll go toward the seventh agenda, which is the summary of proceedings, including bid bulletins, addenda to be issued. So, we have a addendum, for the third project with contract ID number 24BI001. This is for the duration from 124 calendar days to 93 calendar days. Please take note, Secretariat, for the duration for this project.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Another amendment for the fifth project with contract, for the fourth project with contract ID 24BI002, same from the other project, the duration from 123 calendar days to 172 calendar days.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the last one with number 8 project with contract ID number 24BI006 for the station. The name of project from K0284 plus or minus close and open parentheses 565 to K0284 plus or minus close and open parentheses 134 to 284 plus 205 to 284 plus 480. And the other section is 284 plus 472 to 286 plus 000. Again, please take note, Secretariat, for this amendment for the three particular projects.
Well noted, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, do you have any question from fellow back members from the recently concluded agenda, the 7th agenda?
Mr. Chair.
Being none, so I know if from the secretary we have any announcement or reminders to make for the next succeeding procurement activities.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have the announcement reminders for the next procurement activities.
Kindly read and all the details for the next procurement activities.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the procurement activity is the opening of bids for goods and services for date and time, December 5, 2023 at 9 a.m. Venue, PRU Bidding Room, Main Building, DPWH and First DO, Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya, for 2 goods and services under public bidding with contract ID number 23GBI 91, name of the project, procurement of 2-unit generator set, diesel engine, 230 volts, 3-phase, 60 Hz, silent type, and 2 pieces 400 AMPS, MTS for usage of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya First District Engineering Office. Location of the project is DPWH Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract of 2,914,000 pesos, with a duration of 60 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bid documents is 5,000. Source of fund is DPWH FY 2023 capital outlay or EA. And second, good sir, 23 project contract ID number 23GBI 92, name of the project, procurement of 1-unit split type air conditioning, 2.5 horsepower, etc. for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya First District Engineering Office. Location of the project is at Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract or ABC of 1,064,880 pesos, with a duration of 60 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bid docs is 5,000 and a source of fund of DPWH FY 2023 capital outlay or EO. Sir, that's all for the announcement reminders for the next procurement activity. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Engineer Brian Neil Augusto, our Head Secretariat. So again, please to remind our reminder for our letters to our official observers for the next procurement activities, and also for fellow back members or jury duty to please attend. Okay, can do we have any other matters? Being none, can I hear any motion to adjourn?
I, as we have already discussed all the agendas for the Paved conference, particularly one goods and services and the 11 civil works projects. Mr. Chair, I now move for the adjournment of today's Paved conference.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Since it has been moved and seconded that is procurement activities for today, December 1, 2023, as back chair, I now officially declare that this procurement activities is officially closed. Magandang umaga magandang tanghali sa ating lahat, and God bless us all.